Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Amanda, but my friends call me Min. And if you're not new here, thank you for joining again. Today I'm just going to be creating this very simple, neutral look using things that I pulled out in my last Shop My Stash like a week ago. I know it's been a week since I've posted. I'm so sorry. Things have got so busy. But I did want to start using some of these products and sharing it with you guys. So I'm going to be using this Cargo Cosmetics eyeshadow palette, as well as other things like some Balm the In-Stain. I'm going to talk a bit more about the Estee Lauder Double Wear and this Transfer Mix by Kokie. And this little highlighter, the Mary Dewmanizer by the Balm, and I don't know, just things that I pulled out for you guys in my last Shop My Stash that I haven't had a chance to film with. And now this intro is, I'm just rambling, so I'm gonna hop right on into it. If you want to see how I did this, look right here, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm going to be starting off with the Touch in Soul, the No Problem Primer. I have been loving this primer. I've been using it non-stop. I find it's really helped with my dryness that I get in the winter. I don't know, it just makes everything feel nice. Now, for foundation, I am going to be using one that is not in my 2-week drawer. Only because I've been using the Estee Lauder Double Wear a lot lately. I've been playing with it, trying it with different things, with different primers. So far, I'm just trying to find where it went here. Oh, here it is, right beside me. I did find that mixing it with the Transfer Mix Dewy by Kokie helped a little bit, but I don't know. Everyone loves this foundation, but for some reason it just, does not sit properly on my skin no matter what primers or moisturizers or mixers I try to wear with it. And I'm so done fighting with it that I just want a super easy foundation today. So I'm going to be using the ColourPop No Filter foundation sticks. Mine is in the shade Light 67N. I really like this stick foundation. It is so affordable, but so nice. So I'm going to speed up this process. Alright, so to apply that foundation, I was using the Morphe M439 brush. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen and heard of it. I love it. It pounces foundation into my skin beautifully. Today, I'm feeling lazy and I don't really want to do a ton of makeup, so I'm going to skip concealer altogether. And I'm going to go in with my Hourglass Veil powder. And I'm just going to begin setting my face with it. I really like this powder. It leaves such a beautiful finish on your skin. I love all Hourglass products, really. They are very nice. But they're expensive, so I don't buy them too often. All right. We have the face powdered. And my bangs are doing something weird now. Fix that. For my contour, I'm going to go in with this little Bobbi Brown bronzing powder in medium 2. It just looks like this. This is a nice one. I've only used it a few times, so that's why it was in my drawer to be used. I do like the color of it though. I think it's pretty. Some people probably cringe when they see me try to contour my nose because, well, I just kind of do whatever. Slap it on with this big old brush here. All right, that part is done. Now I am going to also top it with some Becca Capri Coast bronzer. This is a really pretty bronzer. It's got a bit of a sheen to it, but nothing overbearing. It just warms up the skin quite nicely. I just put a little bit underneath my neck too, just to blend it all in. Now I've kind of messed up my hair. Okay, now we need some blush. For that today, I'm going to be testing out the Instain by The Balm. This one is in the shade Toilet? I don't know. Anyways, it looks like this, and you open it up, and there is the blush shade. It looks super bright. So, we're just going to get a little bit on to begin with, just to see, because I don't want it to go on too bright. And yes, it has a lot of pigment. I'm glad I started with a light hand. The color's pretty though. I gotta say, I'm quite happy with the shade of that. Warmed up the skin nicely, added just the right amount of color. Go in with a very light hand though, because I took most of it off and like just gently started tapping it in there. And I mean, my cheeks have some color, so careful with that. And before I move into my eyes, I'm going to quickly just throw some of this Kat Von D signature brow pencil onto these. So if you will excuse me. And we're back. So I'm going to jump in with highlighter, and I'm so excited to use this little guy. This is the Mary Dewmanizer by The Balm. It is the same shade as the Mary Luminizer, this one here. So I'm going to lay this one down. I'm going to set it with the powder version. I love highlight. It is my favorite part. So it comes with a little doe foot applicator. I'm going to just put some on the back of my hand because I don't want to rub it onto my face just with the applicator. Put put some on my finger. That highlight is pretty. I mean, it's a soft highlight. It's not a blinding highlight, but it does leave a really pretty glow. I'm not having any problems blending it over top of my foundations, my foundation or my powders. So that is a plus. Sometimes when you try to lay down a highlight, a liquid highlight like this, after you've already set your face with powder, sometimes it's not the easiest. But it's not moving my foundation around. Yeah, add a little bit more just to build it up a bit, because I like a little bit more of a highlight personally myself. I'm going to do down bridge of the nose. And just tapping some excess, whatever's left on my fingers. All right, so this is the highlight just with itself. Before I go in now with, I have this palette here. It's got the Mary Luminizer, Cindy Luminizer, and Betty Luminizer. I'm matching it with the same one, so I'm going in with the Mary Luminizer right here. I remember when everyone raved about this highlighter. Now nobody talks about it. I still really enjoy it though. That totally added the extra bit of pop that I wanted. This is actually really perfect because I find even like this powder version on its own is just not enough highlight for me. But these paired together actually gives me my ideal amount of highlight. I'm quite pleased. Definitely pops more now. Very happy. Yes, I'm throwing this shit everywhere because why not? Anyways, I think we're done with highlight. For eyeshadow today, I'm going to keep it really simple. I'm going to play with this Cargo Cosmetics Nude Beach palette. I have not put this on my eyes yet. It is just a very plain neutral palette, but I mean these shimmer shades look really nice, and if they blend well, then everybody needs a good neutral palette. I like that you can fold it all the way around to hold it better. Anyways, first off, I'm going to go in with my Tom Ford number 13, and I'm going to go right in with this middle shade right here. It looks powdery. Quite a bit of kick up. I'm going to use this as my transition color here. You can see the powder come off that. I don't mind kick up as long as the way they perform is amazing. If they go on and blend like Anastasia's powders in all her palettes, I don't mind the kick up. But if they're crap, then I don't want the kick up. Let me just show you, just from dipping into the palette there, you can see how much kick up came from that. I'm not pushing hard. I'm like barely going into it. And you get quite a bit. So if you're someone who doesn't like that, then you're not going to like this palette. Anyways, moving on. I'm going to go in with this slightly darker shade here up in the corner. That one doesn't leave as much powder kick up as the last shade. I'm just going to put this into my crease. So far, the powders, the shades are blending nicely. The pigmentation seems nice. I mean, remembering that it is a very neutral palette, this is not going to be a crazy look. And I'm going to now go in with this dark brown, almost black shade. And I'm going to put that into the very outer edge here. And you can see I did not go back in for another dip before I went to this eye. Like the pigmentation is actually quite nice. I was able to dip it into that deep shade once, one tiny little dip, and I just did both eyes with it. So, can't complain about that. Alright, now I'm going to go back in with my Tom Ford number 13. And I'm going to go in with this shade here. And I'm going to clean up around some of these edges here. Same with the other eye. I'm also bringing it down the lower lash line just to help smooth out the darker color that I'm going to place under there after. Okay, now hang on. Now I'm going to go in with this golden shade on a flat brush. This one is by Juvia's Place. I'm going to get some on the brush and I'm going to get it wet. I'm using the ColourPop All-Star setting spray just to wet that. And I'm going to place that right on in here. Actually, I like that color. I don't usually wear a lot of just plain brown neutral tones. So when I find a neutral palette that I do really like, it's a bonus because I don't really like a lot of neutral palettes. They're too boring. And I'm usually a little more out there with my looks. Excuse me while I concentrate. It got mighty quiet as I try not to fuck up this line. Alright, that is looking quite nice, I have to say. I like this palette so far, I really do. Okay, I'm going to go just back in with that same brush that I had the dark shade on it. Again, I did not dip back into the palette at all. I'm just using whatever's on there to smudge over this line here. And where's my, oh, go back in, sorry, throwing off all the white balance every time I look down. Just grabbing that same brush that I used the gold with, and just tapping over, trying to make that line there less harsh. All right, it's looking kind of how I want it. Now for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with this medium brown shade over here, just on this little smudgy brush. I'm just going to put that right under there. And then I'm going to go into this deeper brown one. Sorry, I gotta hold this little mirror up too because this palette, unfortunately, doesn't have a mirror. I wish all palettes came with mirrors. Alright, now I'm just kind of blending that in through the top again, just to kind of soften that line. Taking my, where is it? I'm just going to take this fluffy brush here and soften that line up. All right, now for my brow bone and inner corner, I'm going to take this light shimmery shade here, and I'm going to place that under my brow just to help lift that brow bone up, and do the same to the other eye. And also using, sorry, I'm just looking for my brush, it fell. Oh, now I'm shaking everything. What is going on? Now I'm going to take that same light shade I just used. I'm going to pop that into the inner corner. And I'm going to do some magic and finish these eyes off. Eyes are done. So for my lashes, I'm wearing the Lancome Monsieur Big. On my top lash line, I'm wearing the Kat Von D ink liner in Trooper. On my lower lash line, I'm wearing Mr. Right Now by The Balm. It's just a brightening shade. And for my lips, I don't know what color I want to wear. I have two. They're both from Kat Von D. We have Sanctuary and Hawkwind. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with Sanctuary. I'm going to first line my lips using MAC Nice and Spicy. I really like these MAC lip liners. They glide on beautifully. excuse me while I do this. It makes it a little hard to talk. Okay, well, I don't know now if I want... I'm gonna go with the warmer one, I think. Just cause changed my mind. I'm gonna go with Hawkwind. All right. This has been a quiet video. I apologize. Almost on the lips. I had to put a second coat just because it wasn't quite just there with one coat. Now, I always take my finger after and just kind of go around my lip with it. I think it just helps smooth it all together. Anyways, enough about that. I'm now going to use the ColourPop All-Star Setting Spray. I'm going to set my face. Now, as I give myself a moment for these to dry, I will be right back. Alright, we're back and we are all dried up and we have the final look. Let me get up a little closer. I really like the highlight. It looks pretty. And I will show you. For such a plain, neutral palette, I have to say that I'm very, very impressed with this Cargo palette. I've never used Cargo eyeshadow before, and I really like this one. This might be my new favorite neutral palette. Yeah, I like how it blended. I like the look. I mean, it's a very minimal look, but I like it. Anyways, I'm just rambling on now, so before this video gets way too long, I'm going to cut it here. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, as it would mean the world to me. And if you want to be notified of upcoming videos, then please hit that bell. And if you're new here, I promise, usually I am a little bit more talkative. Today was just, I don't know, must be going with the boring neutral palette because it was kind of a boring video. Anyways, boring doesn't always mean bad. I really like this palette. Anyways, I'm done rambling. Until next time, have a great day.